Good morning and welcome to the second Pharmacogenomic Conference hosted by the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy. We are pleased to have with us our honored guests, speakers, conference attendees, and university students. I'm Pamela Jacobson, and I'm a professor in the Department of Experimental and Clinical Pharmacology in the College of Pharmacy. I'm the director of the Institute of Personalized Medicine and conference chair. The topic of this conference is pharmacogenomics, which is the science of matching drug therapy with individuals' genetic makeup. Think of wearing glasses. Not everyone requires the same prescription, nor does everybody require the same blood transfusion. We're finding that drugs are no different. Where therapeutic response and adverse drug reactions are associated with an individual's genetic makeup. There are many successful examples of this which are now well beyond the discovery stage and used in clinical practice. You will hear about some of those today. These are the outcomes we have with today's drug treatment. A patient can derive no benefit from their drug, but have side effects or toxicity. Other patients can have a positive benefit, but develop some form of side effects. Other individuals have a positive benefit and develop no toxicity. Obviously, we want everybody to be within that category, and that's really the goal of precision medicine and pharmacogenomics. We yet have other patients who derive no benefit but suffer from no side effects. Pharmacogenomic cancer has really led the field in precision medicine with the development of cancer mutations or genetic expression-directed therapies. It has now been nearly 20 years since the discovery of Herceptin, which is one of the first precision medicine therapies. Now there are many more precision medicine therapies in cancer, such as targeted therapies used in lung, melanoma, and other cancers. Pharmacogenomic testing now of germline or inherited mutations has now emerged into clinical practice. We will discuss those today. And in the longer term, precision health, which is related to wellness with a focus on disease prevention, is predicted to become commonplace in the future. Much is in the news today about precision medicine, especially with the official launch of the Precision Medicine Initiative known as the All of Us study. This study will be the largest precision medicine study of its kind and will enroll 1 million individuals across the United States. The study was launched in 2015 with beta phase and now is open last month now to formal enrollment. The hope is that the Precision Medicine PMI study will make groundbreaking discoveries leading to even more precision medicine therapies. Given that our personal genome profile we know plays an role in interaction between drugs and disease, this knowledge is now being used to personalize therapies as part of standard of care in health centers across the United States. Because of this, we specifically chose to focus today's conference on topics related to pharmacogenomic implementation. Translation of pharmacogenomics into practice is the result of years of research and discovery. In the past 20 years, the number of publications cited in PubMed related to pharmacogenomics or pharmacogenetics has grown immensely. There are nearly 2,000 papers published annually on the topic of pharmacogenomics and pharmacogenetics. We are now seeing an increase in the number of papers related to pharmacogenomic implementation. And as of last year alone, there were over 100 papers related directly to implementation. So this is our conference outline. So just a little bit about how the day is going to run. To begin the day, I will have asked Dean Welage of the College of Pharmacy to provide a few welcoming comments. Following her, Dr. Julie Johnson, Dean of the University of Florida, will deliver the keynote address. In our first session, we will hear from speakers about the incredible progress made in cancer treatments, those related to genomic tumor mutations, targeting for breast cancer, targeted therapies for solid tumors, and biomarkers for immunotherapies. You will learn about genetic markers related to the selection of analgesic medications and how to consider pharmacogenomic data in multi-ethnic populations for which there is little or no data. Over lunch, we will review the one-ohm report and the aggregate pharmacogenomic results from the conference registrants. In the afternoon, The speakers will discuss the CPIC guidelines, how those are used to guide practice, and how to use pharmacogenomic data when no formal guidelines exist, such as in pediatrics. Finally, we will have real-world examples of implementation as it relates to pharmacogenomic pharmacy services, issues around insurance reimbursement, and the payer's perspective on pharmacogenomic testing. First, I want to acknowledge our wonderful conference organizing committee who are critical to organizing the event. All of them are here today. So if you see any of these folks, you can talk to them about the conference and perhaps give them ideas for our next conference. We have with us four PhD trainees who are also involved in the preparation of this conference. Sam Callisto, Zach Rivers, Jay Wen, and Summer Tron, both are here, and you'll see them doing various tasks across the conference today. Of course, none of this would happen if it weren't for our staff and some volunteers. I want to particularly point out Mary Marino-Lean, who is in the back somewhere. I couldn't have done this without her great assistance, and Diane Blumenfeld and Ellen Florick. So thank you very much for helping me so much. I appreciate it. So just a bit about what we're doing in the College of Pharmacy. So a bit about the Institute of Personalized Medicine. The Institute of Personalized Medicine is a College of Pharmacy-led institute. We interact through our faculty have research programs. They're involved in the education of our PharmD trainees and our PhD trainees, and we do a lot of outreach, including this conference. So if you're interested in what the Institute of Personalized Medicine is doing, we have a table in the back, and you can go back there and meet some of the faculty. And I see two of our graduate students are already there right now. And for any of you who are students in the audience, if you're interested in a graduate program, you can also go back to the table and find out. So the one-ohm testing report, so some of the fun part of the conference. So hopefully you picked up your pharmacogenomic results. Pharmacogenomic results at the one-ohm table. We're going to review those reports then during the lunch session. For you who didn't engage in the pharmacogenomic testing, there's a sample report that you can pick up, and you might want to have that so you can follow along during the noon session. So a really fun thing that we're going to do at the conference this year is we have a book drawing. And we have two books that we're going to be giving away. One is the FCCP Pharmacogenomics textbook. This is one of the premier pharmacogenomic textbooks that we use in our curriculum. This is the FCCP textbook. Dr. Johnson is one of the editors. There's also multiple faculty who are speaking today, other faculty who are not speaking but are also here, who are either authors or have edited and reviewed chapters in this book. We had them sign it, so the lucky winner gets to see some signatures of some of the people who are involved in putting together that book. The second book is the Gene book, and many of you may have already read it, but it's an absolutely excellent book about genetics. So there will be a survey. We're doing a pharmacogenomic survey. You should have received a survey when you checked in this morning. Please fill out your survey and hand it in. I also want to thank all of our exhibitors. They're lined up on tables through the back and on the sides here. Please go to speak to our exhibitors. If you want to be eligible to win one of these two cool books, you do have to go and get stickers from our exhibitors. Get 8 stickers, then you're eligible for the book drawing. We do have a hashtag, so if you're so inclined, please tweet about the conference. Of course, if it's good. If you don't have something good to say, come talk to me personally. But we would appreciate if you are so inclined to tweet. And then finally, there will be pharmacists continuing education available. So without any further delay, I want to just acknowledge a few things. I want to acknowledge how supportive the College of Pharmacy has been in supporting this event. In particular, Dean Emeritus Marilyn Speedy supported the development of our institute and been a strong supporter of pharmacy-led precision medicine research initiatives and education, both at the PharmD and at the PhD level. Our new dean, Dr. Lynda Welage, has continued to support pharmacogenomics and precision medicine, and we are pleased to have her with us today to open our proceedings. So, Dr. Lynda Welage is dean and professor at the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy. She has extensive experience as a collaborative academic leader and is an accomplished translational researcher, educator, and pharmacy practitioner. She previously served as dean and professor at the University of New Mexico and as faculty and associate dean for academic affairs at the University of Michigan College of Pharmacy, as well as associate director in the Michigan Institute for Clinical and Health Research. Dr. Welage's area of emphasis is in critical care, focusing on pharmacotherapeutic challenges in trauma and burn victims. Her recent efforts, though, have focused on addressing concerns related to healthcare workforce. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Welage to the podium.
It's sincerely my pleasure to welcome you to today's Pharmacogenomics Conference, the second of many, hopefully, for the future. It's great to see so many people here today, and I would like to thank Pam Jacobson and other members of the Planning Committee for assembling the wonderful program with nationally recognized experts in pharmacogenomics. I would also like to thank program sponsors and exhibitors for making today's program possible. The College of Pharmacy, the Department of Experimental Clinical Pharmacology, and the Cancer Center, as well as the Academic Health Center and its partners, are all committed to rapidly advancing the field of pharmacogenomics, some of which you'll hear about today, and is evidenced by our commitment to this conference. You already heard a little bit of the details about pharmacogenomics and where we are, but I would like to give you briefly my perspective. Historically, drugs were developed and used with the idea every drug works about the same way in everybody. But we know that pharmacogenomics has really changed that principle. And one size does not fit all. And it's opened the doors, as Pam just said, to new approaches using as well as developing drugs for the individual and the whole field of precision medicine. Pharmacogenomics is truly the cornerstone of personalized and precision medicine. It's an important field for research, translation, and today's focus of this conference, implementation and clinical practice, as it improves patient outcomes, and that's our focus. As dean, I'm proud that many faculty within the college, as well as the greater university, are committed to moving the field of pharmacogenomics forward. I would like to thank Emeritus Dean Speedy for her efforts in setting the College of Pharmacy on this path. I would also like to point out that pharmacogenomics education is important for all members of the healthcare team, to patients, consumers, and to future healthcare professionals. And it's also key to moving the use of pharmacogenomic data forward. Our commitment to pharmacogenomics education is clearly evident in part by our commitment to this conference, but it's also our commitment to being part of our required curriculum and to allowing students to further progress their studies through electives or through graduate education. I recognize that each of you here today are also committed to pharmacogenomics and learning from the excellent platform of conference speakers. I thank you for attending, and I hope you enjoy today's program. Speakers, I thank you in advance for your contributions to making today's program a success. Thank you.
So thank you, Dean Welage. I'd like to call to the stage Dr. Robert Straka, who he's going to introduce our keynote speaker and then moderate the question and answer session after our keynote session. So Dr. Straka is a department head of experimental and clinical pharmacology. His pharmacogenomic work is in the area of health disparities and cardiovascular medication. So Dr. Straka.
Thank you, Pam, and thank you, Dean Welage.